Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca. Let's talk about makeup. So today I am updating you on my 50 Shades of Black project pan, which was a project that started back in April of this year and is running until April of next year. It is a Pantastic ladies collab that was created by Jessica, Amanda, and CeCe. We are rolling 50 products into this project, all related to the color black in some way. I do not have all 50 rolled in quite yet. I'm trying to ease into it just because the 50 Shades of Brown round that we did last year was a little overwhelming for me, so I'm trying to take it a little bit at a time. Right now we have 20 products rolled into this project, and I'm going to talk to you about the ones that I have gotten some decent progress on. Now, I have not updated this since July. Just between the baby and work there, I have not had a ton of filming time. The upside to that is I actually do have some pretty good progress on some of these products. Now, spoiler alert, I don't have any full rollouts at this point, unfortunately. However, I am so close on a few of these products, and at the end we are going to be rolling in several new items, so that's exciting. Let me show you the progress that I have made, the items that I think I am the closest to being able to call complete. I think these ones will probably be done by the next update. Cross our fingers. So I have actually made some pretty good progress on my skincare. That was one of the things that I was kind of lagging behind a little bit the last update. I had very few uses on the skincare I have rolled in here just because I was really struggling to be consistent with my skincare routine ever since I had the baby. Just a new baby is a lot, and one of the things I was really struggling with was, getting back into the swing of things with my skincare routine. I think we are there though. I have done so much better over this last couple of months. First, I have my Galactomyces 95 Tone Balancing Essence from CosRx. This is where we started right here. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of rubbed off a little bit. This was the line for July. So this is April, this is July. Not a whole lot of difference there. And this is us today. So I have made a lot more progress over this last couple of months than I did the first few. So the difference between April and July was about 7 uses. I think I used it 7 times over that entire period. And this right here from the last update until today, that was 28 total uses. So I am doing much better on this one. If I can keep up that rate of use, I should be done with the remainder of this bottle by next month's update. Another CosRx product, I have the AHA BHA Clarifying Treatment Toner. I really enjoy this toner. I am a combo oily girl, a little bit more oily in the summertime than the rest of the year, and I think one of the things that I struggle the most with is congestion during the summertime. So this is a really, really good toner for that, and I have really been enjoying it. This is where we were back in July, and this is where we are today, and that is also a 28 uses. I tend to use these 2 steps together. I usually don't use them apart. And so yeah, 28 uses on this one as well, and that's all we've got left right there. And yeah, I don't think that's going to be a problem to have that used up by the next update. The next skincare product I have rolled in is going to take me a little bit longer, but I am making some good progress. This is the Inculist Caffeine Eye Cream. The last time I updated this, I had only used it 9 times since the beginning of the project, and I have used it 20 times since then. So back in July, this was weighing in at 20.27 grams, and it is now weighing at 16.65 grams. So some good solid progress. It feels like there's still quite a lot of product in here, so I think this one is going to be around for a little while longer than the CosRx products. Onto a hair care product. Back in July, I rolled in my Kenra Volume Mousse Extra. I think there was more black involved in the packaging before I lost the cap, but I figure this is gray that's kind of adjacent to black, so why not? So when I rolled this in back in July, it was weighing 185.42 grams. I have used it a total of 11 times since then, and it is currently weighing 130.19 grams. So some good solid progress on this one as well. I do enjoy this mousse. I like Kenra's Platinum Mousse a little better than this one. The rest of these are all makeup products, starting with my Sigma Eye Base Crayon in the shade Earthen. This was weighing at 14.13 grams back in July. I have used it 16 times, and it is now weighing 13.87 grams. And this is how much product we have left. I don't think I have a before and after photo, but I'll see if I can grab a screenshot from my last update. Next, we have a foundation. This is the oldest foundation in my collection. This is the Soap & Glory Kick-Ass Foundation in the shade, let's see, the shade 04, which is for a lot of the year a little bit light for me, but I can make it work. I really enjoy this foundation because it has good solid coverage. It is pretty long wearing, and it's one of the very few foundations I don't have to mix with a blue mixer to get it to match my undertone. Unfortunately, Soap & Glory is no longer making this foundation, which is very sad. This is my second bottle of this foundation, and we are almost done. We're almost done. So this is an airless pump. It moves up. This is where we were when the project began back in April. This was the July update, and this is where we are right now. I have only actually used this about 7 times since last July, mostly because I have been obsessed. I don't use that word lightly, okay? But I have been obsessed with the Tear foundation that I picked up back in July. I cannot drag myself away. I actually have a full review on that foundation along with a 2-day wear test. I will link that up for you up here if that's something you want to check out and see how that foundation performs on my combo oily skin. But spoiler, I really, really like it. So I have only used this 7 times since my update in July. Back in July, it was weighing 24.19 grams, and it is now weighing 22.40 grams. A little bit of movement, but not a ton. If I can get myself to put down the Tear for a little bit, and I really only think this has another maybe 5 uses left in it. I think this is another one that could be done by the next update. Next, I have my Sephora makeup setting spray. I have used many bottles of this. It's not my most heavy duty setting spray. I would call this more of like an everyday setting spray, particularly for me during warmer weather when I might need a little bit more help getting some longevity out of my makeup. This was weighing at 73.52 grams when I rolled it in at the last update. I have used it 19 times since then, and it is now weighing at 59.27 grams. Good, decent progress on this. Judging on the weight of it, there's still quite a lot of product in here, and I tend to use setting sprays a little bit less as the weather cools down, so we'll see how much use I can get out of it over the next couple of months. The next one is a little bit of a fail. This is my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores setting powder. This is a loose powder. I have gone through, this is the second one that I have gone through, but I have since moved on and found some other powders that I like even better. One in particular is the One Size loose powder in Ultra Pink. That's the one that I have here. I've been having a hard time putting that one down and making myself use this one. It's a good powder. It's a good powder. I think I enjoy this one a little bit more. At the last update, it was weighing 32.10 grams. I have used this a measly 4 times since that update, and it is now at 31.79 grams. So we're making some incremental progress. This is where we are at with the powder right now. So there's not a ton left. I feel like if I really applied myself, this is another one that I could probably have done maybe by the next update, but definitely by the update after that one. So I just need to buckle down and finish this one up. I have also been working on my NYX brow glue. Now, this is one that I wasn't sure I was going to be able to get through, or at least I thought it was going to take me a very long time to get through it when I first rolled it in back in April. Since then, I have started laminating my eyebrows. I kind of just did it out of curiosity because I've always had a decent amount of brow. They're pretty well-behaved brows. Brow gel really isn't usually part of my routine anyway, and as long as I honor the natural shape of my eyebrows, they do tend to stay in place on their own and cause me no issues. So it was really just out of curiosity that I tried laminating my brows, and I kind of love it. I kind of love it. Since laminating my brows, I have found brow gel to be quite a bit more useful, but the upside to that is that I can really use my own eyebrow hairs to fill out the shape. I don't need a ton of pencil. So back in July, this was weighing at 7.46 grams. I have used this a total of 19 times. I have actually been going back and forth between this and the Benefit gel. I have kind of been going back and forth between the two of those. I don't know if this will be done by the next update, but probably by the one following it. I have been working on this little lip liner. This is the Makeup by Mario lip liner in the shade Smoky Pink. I love this lip liner. It's like a My Lips But Better type of liner. Very neutral shade. I feel like even on my slightly cool olive undertone, it doesn't pull orange, which is something that's actually quite difficult for me to find in a lip liner. I really, really enjoy this one. When I rolled it in back in July, it was weighing 3.64 grams. I have used it 13 times and it is now weighing 3.43 grams. So we're making good progress on this one, but it's going to be with us for a little while longer. The other pencil I'm working on is my little Rimmel Exaggerized pencil. This is actually getting quite small. I'm surprised at how much use I've been able to get out of this. This has been hanging around in my collection for much longer than it should. And I rolled it into this project just to try to give me a little bit of motivation to actually finish it. So this is a wonderful, wonderful liner. It's great in the waterline. It's great on the lash line. It sets down and doesn't budge. Really, really good liner. When I rolled it in back in July, it was weighing 2.50 grams. I have used it a total of, 11 times, and it is now weighing 2.37 grams. So some good solid progress on this one. I'm not sure how far down the product goes, but I guess we will find out. I have also been working on my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour stick in the shade Mink. This is where we're at right here. When I rolled this in July, it was weighing 33.21 grams. I have used it 11 times and it is now sitting at 33 grams even. This is a product that takes me a while to get through. So even though it looks like we hardly have any left, it's going to be a little while. It's going to be a little while before I can call this one done. I really do enjoy this product. I worked on it all through my 50 Shades of Brown project pan, but was not able to quite finish it. But I'm not sad about it because this is a great little contour. Honestly, I'm expecting this one to be with us till the end of the project. It's going to take me that long to get through this amount of product. I also am working on the Clinique Black Honey Lip Oil. I love this lip oil. I think it is my new favorite formulation of the Black Honey color by Clinique. Previously, my favorite iteration of the Black Honey was the chubby stick that they came out with during the holidays several years ago, but I have not been able, they have not come out with that again since. Otherwise, I definitely would have grabbed one. But I find this so much more moisturizing than either the Almost lipstick or the gloss. The color isn't quite right on the gloss. The color on this one is perfect. It is so comfortable and luxurious on the lips, very hydrating. Really love this lip oil. When I rolled this in back in July, it was weighing 25.91 grams. I have used it 27 times since then, and it is now weighing 25.36 grams. So a good amount of use on that one. I think we're down to here. This is going to be with us for a while longer as well, but I don't mind that because I really, really enjoy this product and I love having it around. So I'm pretty sure we'll be able to finish this by the end of the project, but yeah, we're not anywhere close on this one just yet. And finally, the last thing I have here is my Natasha Denona mini eye sculpt palette. I've used this black shade here to justify rolling this into the 50 Shades of Black project pan, but I have rolled each shadow in individually. So I'm counting them 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, I really don't think I'm going to be panning any of these. These are mattes. It's going to take me forever to hit pan on these eyeshadows. So my goal is to use each of them 30 times, and I'm doing great with these two over here, not so much on these ones here. So far, since I rolled this in back in July, I have used this shade here twice, this shade twice, this shade once, this shade 13 times, and this shade 18 times. I really love using these two shades here to smoke out a liner, and so that's what I have been using these primarily for. But I'm gonna need to be a little bit more creative with my use of these three here if I'm gonna reach my 30 use goal. Now, despite the fact that we have not had any rollouts yet, I have a few more products that I would like to roll into the project. They're almost all pencil products here. So I have a brow pencil here. I am kind of drowning in brow products right now because I went on a little bit of a hunt earlier in the year. This is one of the products that I picked up. This is the AOA Studios Slim Brow Pencil in the shade Black, or the shade Ebony. I do feel like this one is just a little too soft and creamy for me. This is one of those that I really have to brush out really, really well in order to end up with a brow that's not super bold. Now, right now, because of the way I'm doing my brows with the brow lamination, I'm not using a ton of pencil, so I don't have a ton of product here, but I do think it's going to take me a little while to get through it. So this is where we're at right now. That's the amount of product that I have left in this brow pencil. But I have just been bouncing around between 4 or 5 different brow products. So hopefully rolling this into the project will help me focus on this one and actually get it done. Another brow product, I have the NYX Lift and Snatch. This is the brow pen in the shade, let's see, gray black. Now I have gone through a couple of these in the shade black, and I decided to try gray black to see if it would give me a little bit more of a subtle effect in the brows. It does, but it is just, I don't know. This is just a hair too transparent hair. This is just a little bit too transparent. I find that I'm not able to get those really crisp looking hair-like strokes with this, simply because it is so transparent. You do need some transparency, especially in these darker colors, to avoid looking like you've taken a marker to your eyebrows, but this one is just a little bit more transparent than I would like it to. So I think I'm going to probably end up going back to the black shade in this one, but so far the NYX brow pen is my favorite brow pen that I have tried to date. I don't actually know how much product is left in this one, just because I know that the black ones that I have used have lasted quite a long time. I'm not sure if this one, the longevity on this one will be as high, simply because it's already starting from a place where it's pretty watery. So I don't know how many more uses I'm going to get out of this one, but we will find out. I have a couple more liners that I want to roll in. Another pencil. This is the Illuminati pencil in the shade Empire, I think it is. It is this really pretty duochrome liner that I had rolled into my project pan for a while. It's got a green purple shift. I even see that. It's green there, purple. There we go. Really pretty shift. I don't really feel like it's super visible when used as an eyeliner. I use it mostly on my lower lash line, and it has incorporated well into a few looks, but I don't know how much of the duochrome effect really is coming across when I use it on my lower lash line. We're going to use it up anyway. This is how much product that I have left. Again, I'm mostly just using it on the lower lash line, so I'm not using a ton of product at a time. We'll see how long it takes us to get through this. Now, at the beginning of this project, I had a Stila liner rolled in that I ended up dropping out of the project because it was just, although it was new, it was so dry and sheer that I couldn't be bothered. I could not be bothered. So in its place, I'm rolling in this Tarte Sex Kitten eyeliner. This is a very black, lovely eyeliner, much more along the lines of what I expect from a Stila eyeliner. I've used many of the Stila Stale Day liners, and I really, really enjoy the performance. I don't know what was up with the one that I rolled in at the beginning of this project, but this one is performing much better for me. It's also got a cute little kitty there on the cap. So I'm going to go ahead and roll this one into complete. Last product I am rolling in are these lashes. The lashes themselves are black. That's why we're rolling it into the project. This is the brand Arisen. Arisen. I don't know how to pronounce it. This is something that I used to buy off of Amazon back when they had the style that I like in stock. This is the last box I was able to get from them in that style. It's the Hera style in the C curl. My very favorite. They stopped stocking these on Amazon for whatever reason, and I can no longer get a hold of these, which is the reason I've kind of been hoarding this last box in my lash drawer. So while it is very sad that I can't get my favorite style anymore, these don't do me any good in my drawer. So I'm gonna roll these in to complete. This is gonna be a little bit of a challenge for me, I think, because I really have not been wearing lashes much at all for the last year. When I was pregnant, I couldn't be bothered. Since I've had the baby, I've worn lashes maybe a couple of times. I'm wearing some right now, but it's an extra step that I don't find that I have the time or patience for as much as I used to. I used to wear these little long wear segments pretty much every single day. I would wear a set for 3 to 5 days. I would sleep in them and everything. Wear them for 3 to 5 days, take them off, put on another set. And that's just, I don't have that kind of time, nor do I really have the inclination to fuss with my lashes that much. However, I am hoping that over the next several months, I will be able to finish up this box of lashes. So we're rolling this one into finish as well. That is everything that I'm rolling into my 50 Shades of Black project pan. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.